There it is.
What's going on, everybody? Sorry for the delay. I wasn't on top of my game as I normally was, which held money up in the long run. Got him yelled at by the wife. But regardless of which, we're here. We're not doing our normal podcast. This is basically conference talk because it wasn't anything at this particular moment that me and Money felt like, okay, let's bring it up. Let's talk about that. And so it may be something after we finish recording this, we'll see. Then we'll have to, get together and talk about when we can go live about it. But regardless of which, we had to talk about these NBA conference finals. But before we get into this, how are you doing today, Money?
Man, I'm great, man. What about you on this fine
I'm doing
Sunday?
good. I'm doing good. I'm a little hungry, so if y'all hear my stomach ground through the mic, I apologize. But we had to make this video for you guys because it's been a little minute since we went live. So we're going to start in the East. I'm basically going to be doing a lot of the breaking down for the East, and then we're going to switch over to the West, and Money's going to lead the way there. So yes. First and foremost, before we get into this breakdown, if you're new here, please like, share, comment, subscribe. We're trying to grow this podcast. We are very close to 200, and we want to say the guys who have hit that button, ladies and gentlemen, we greatly appreciate it. It means a lot. Please go check out that our We Don't Know Ball segment. That's been a lot of fun making, and we recently hit the like goal that I like. So we will be posting the next video sometime this week, so be on the lookout for that. Anything else I'm missing, Money?
No, I'll say we enjoy that segment, man. We have so many different people from different countries commenting on them. We had guys from South Africa, England, all around the world.
I think that's the coolest part about it, the fact we have people from all over the world watching our videos, and we're, only at the time we had 90 subscribers, and then next thing you know, we have all these people supporting us. So thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. So without further ado, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks won 115-104. And I just want to say before we even get into this breakdown, the Cavs traded Darius Garland for James Harden because they wanted more offensive push in the playoffs. Right? So James Harden went full James Harden this game, or as I like to say, James Jordan, because who is that on the floor? That is not the same guy that we see during the regular season when he would go out there. He was 5 for 16 from the floor, 1 for 8 for 3, and he had 6 turnovers. And let me throw this in there, Money, because we had someone say James Harden played good one game when he actually played awful. He had a plus minus of -6. Because, somebody was using that metric to defend him. He had a plus minus of -6. He's not a playoff performer. And this game, too, it was a 20-point comeback? It was a 22-point comeback, if I'm not mistaken. And it wasn't like, the Knicks went on fast break runs and stuff like that. The Knicks had 0 fast break points in that comeback, Money.
Bro, I turned the game off because I thought it was over. I stopped paying attention to it.
Fast break points. So they would get the ball, walk him down. Harden, come on him. This is Jalen Brunson. Harden, come on. Get this bag work. Bucket. Y'all want who is this? No. Set the screen. You set the screen on Harden. Okay. Bag work. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Brunson was hitting some hard shots. But then there was a couple plays where Harden was just like, bro, I'm not even gonna try. And it's like, bro, like you like a traffic cone out there. We know you're a bad defender, but you're not even trying. At least we know Darius Garland would have tried. He's just small. And they hunted Harden on defense, bro. And Kenny Atkinson, he on the hook too. Because for some reason, he thought basketball, you could save timeouts for the next game.
Are you serious?
He didn't call a single timeout like he could save them in his back pocket. Like, wait till we get to game 3, and I got 27 timeouts. Once, bro, even if we couldn't stop him, bro, every time Brunson 8 points, 8-0 run, timeout. Let's talk about this. Hey, fellas, we got to figure something out. Another 8 points, timeout. I'm finna use all these bitches. Like, it doesn't make any sense why he didn't try to break up his flow. You see this man is in the rhythm. You have Jalen Brunson, a superstar, a top 5 player, arguably in this league, feeling himself, and you ain't doing nothing to break it up. You just watching. You watching it with the rest of us. He might as well have some damn popcorn, Money. He was watching like us. So I'm just like, bro, it's crazy. And it's and with Harden too, bro. think of it like this, Money. Let's say you meet a guy for the first time. I'm like, hey, Money, this is my man Marco, right? And you're like, what's up, Marco? Marco throw a cup of water in your face. And you're like, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. But then, you see Marco in church. He's the biggest Christian, hey, I'm sorry about what happened. I didn't mean to throw water in your face, whatever. But you see him in the weekend drunk, he ain't always in the club drunk. But every so often, towards May, March, he get a little drunk in the club. And you see him, he throw water in the face. So he's like, all right, I don't see him twice in the club. He threw water in my face. If I see him in the club a third time, what he gonna probably do, Money?
Throw water in my face.
And that's James Harden in the playoffs. We saw him looking like a Christian during the regular season, hooping, getting 50-point triple doubles. Then we get to the playoffs, and he holding the ball wide open for three. I will never forget that image, man. I think I talk about that at least 7 different times on this podcast. I will never forget that image of, I want to say it was his MVP year, holding the ball wide open, not shooting a three. You're the freaking MVP of the league. Shoot the ball. And I will never forget that, man. And that's when I came to the conclusion that he wants to win so bad, he's afraid of making mistakes. And because of that, he gets tight, he gets anxious, and he just does some bonehead stuff. James Harden did not play good. Donovan Mitchell was decent, but he was 4 for 11 from 3, which is not good. Evan Mobley, he isn't off the hook either. He had the double-double, but 6 to 16 from the floor, 2 for 8 for 3. And I hate big man shooting a ton of threes. That's 5 too many for me, bro. Once he went 2 for 5, he should have been like, all right, coach, that's good for me. You're not a shooter. You're not a 3-point shooter like that.
Get in the post.
I hate for big man to rely shooting on so many threes. Get your big ass in the paint. And then on the Knicks side of the ball, I mean, Brunson had 38, 5, and 6. It's Jalen Brunson, bro. OG was back from injury. He looked a little rusty, but I mean, which means it's going to be more dangerous for them in the long run when they make it to the finals, because clearly the Knicks are going to the finals. So once he get his legs under him, which he started to in this playoff series, I think that makes the Knicks even of a scarier team. And that pretty much concluded game one. That 20-point comeback was insane. I think the all-time record for teams up 20 points with 8 minutes left was like 458 to like 2, now 3. So blowing a 20-point lead in the playoffs is absolutely insane.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that game potentially took their heart?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was a game you should have won. Because now the Knicks going to game 2, and I believe their coach even mentioned it. Hey, folks, we should be 0-1 right now. So now we're playing with house money. And if you really look at it, the Cavs should be 2-0 right now. Because in the game where your superstar plays bad, and I mean, Brunson played bad in the aspect he didn't shoot the ball well, like we know Jalen Brunson can shoot the ball well.
Mm-hmm.
You have to win these games. And the Knicks won game 2, 109 to 93.
Yeah, he did.
Donovan Mitchell's doing everything he can. He had 26. Harden had 18, but once again, 6 or 15 from the floor. And let's not forget that plus or minus number, money. He was negative 22. Evan Mobley played a lot better this game, in my opinion. He was 14 and 6. He was 5 or 8 from the floor and 2 from 3 for 3. I'm okay with that for my center. Would like you to get a couple more rebounds, but I'm okay with that. But as a team, it simply wasn't enough, man. And on the Knicks side, like I said, OG's going to be dangerous. He had 14, 4, and 3. His impact on the defense was felt. 3 blocks, 1 steal, had a plus minus of 22. Brunson didn't shoot that well, but because he's a superstar player, he's going to find a way to make an impact on the game. He had 19, 3, and 14, plus 18, plus or minus. I mean, that's what you need from your superstars. Find the ways to impact the game. Donovan Mitchell has to find a way to impact the game outside of his scoring. And another thing, too, is the whole team had 10 plus points, plus a positive plus or minus money. OG had 14. He was plus 22. Josh Hart had 26. He was plus 18. Big Cat had 18. He was plus 18. Miles Bridges had 19. He was plus 20. That's a hard team to beat, money. That's their starting 5.
That's a fact.
That is a hard team to beat. They doing that, man.
The only concern I have with the Knicks really is size, that power forward position.
Man, OG playing out of his mind, money.
Oh, they got OG playing power forward?
Yeah.
I thought he was playing a 3. If he's playing power, well, he's 6'8", 6'9", so he's not too undersized, but I'd rather a little bit bigger body, 6'10" plus.
I mean, the OKC and the Spurs don't have no dominant player at power forward, bro.
You're right.
So I'm not too worried about that.
Well, Chet 7'1".
Chet is a center.
They got him at the 4, bro. They got him.
Hartenstein is like I said, he's not. I'm not worried about him at all. And then game 3, it was the same story. It was too many times in the game where I saw Donovan Mitchell defer to James Harden. Spider, you were the best player on this team. Why are you deferring to James Harden? He needs to go get the ball out of his hand. Mitchell had 23 points on 21 shots, money. I can do that. Harden had 19 points on 21 shots, but once again, 1 for 7 for 3. Both had negative plus or minus. Mobley was a lot better this game, but I mean, once again, he had negative plus or minus, and he keeps shooting all these goddamn threes. 1 for 6 again. It's like I don't need my center shooting 17 threes, bro. 100%. 100%. We've been through the numbers. James Harden has had more turnovers this playoff series alone than field goals than anyone in the playoffs. And then he's like a career leader in a bunch of them crazy stats, bro.
Hey, bro, my boy Mitch came out and said deferring to a playoff choker is crazy.
Yeah, I see it. And it was like, it's insane, bro. He's not that guy in the playoffs for whatever reason. He's just not that guy. And then on the Knicks side of the ball, OG once again was hooping money, 21, 7, and 4. Brunson had 30. Bridges had 20. And another game where all the Knicks starters had double-digit scoring plus positive plus minus. The Knicks are a legit championship contender, bro.
Hey, we will talk about that in a little bit, bro.
Overall turnovers, he might, but as far as like more turnovers than made field goals, James Harden has more turnovers than made field goals. At least Castle getting some buckets. And as one of my favorite sports commentators said, Castle had the quietest 11 turnovers I ever seen. But we'll get to the Spurs in a second because it did not seem like he had 11 turnovers. But yeah, so the Knicks are up 3-0, and they're going to end it tonight. I mean, not tonight, tomorrow night, because there's nothing the Cavs can do, bro. They're not making any adjustments. They're just going through the motion at this point. They're just trying to get to Cancun. They already got their tickets bought. Huh?
Do you think it's going to be a blowout of game 4?
Yeah, for sure. They laid down their sword already, money. They laid down their sword. They turned over their wives. They gave up their property, bro. Yeah, Kenny Atkinson got to wear this. So when he go into tomorrow night game and they say, hey, Kenny Atkinson, you don't have 32 timeouts, he can't get no attitude. What do you mean I don't got no 32 timeouts? All the timeouts I saved when Brunson was cooking James Harden one-on-one, I saved him timeouts for this game. He got to be okay with that, bro. So I mean, hey, it's gonna be some shifts. There's gonna be some shifts this offseason, boy.
That's gonna be our we're gonna have a topic for that coming up to talk about, and we're gonna have a good time regarding that one. And you said game 3, bro. It was like they got this series. I see it at most going to 5, and I think the Cavs. I think Donovan Mitchell is gonna do enough just to not get swept. That's why I say 5. It's still a gentleman's sweep.
The other day. You know what I kept seeing in everybody's shop?
What?
Orange and blue brooms in the window. That's all I seen in downtown New York. Orange and blue brooms. This shit over, bro. This shit is over. Go ahead and get your Cancun tickets. Just send the family now. Just go ahead and send the family now. We ain't playing much longer. We got one more night. Like, I'll meet y'all down there, okay? We're gonna have a good time.
Okay. So you ready for the more exciting series, bro?
Yes, let's talk about the West.
Because I was surprised you let me get the West now. Because I was like, bro, you sure? Because the East over there looking bad. Okay, bro. Game 1 of the West Conference Finals was fire, bro. I'll say it had plenty of highlights, but what was the one that was the most memorable to you? I think it was that Wemby that Wemby long three for me.
That 30-footer, yeah, bro. The thing about that too is Wemby pulled the Hakeem. So the people who don't know basketball, Hakeem had to watch David Robinson accept the MVP that he felt he deserved. And by the way, Hakeem had no chance of winning the MVP. It wasn't like, no, he got second place. I think he was like fourth in the MVP voting that year. But in his mind, he thought he was the MVP of the league. So he saw that and went out there and proceeded to drop like 40 and 20 on Robinson. And that's what Wemby did. Wemby saw SGA win that MVP and went out there and was hooping. And another thing that's kind of sad, Money, we see people take over the league and they run the league for stretches, you know? We saw Jordan be the best player in the world for X amount of years. We saw
Kobe.
I don't think Kobe was the best player in the world at any point, but that's a different conversation. We saw Shaq be the best player in the world. Then we saw LeBron be the best player in the world. We saw Giannis be the best player in the world.
Steph
we
Curry.
Saw nah, bro. Then
Steph
we saw
Curry,
Jokic
what?
be the best player in the world.
KD.
My point is, all these players had an extended amount of time as wearing the crown. SJ had the crown for about 15 minutes. Because after Jokic lost in the playoffs, he lost the crown. So it's like, all right, whoever wants it, SGA goes back to back. This is mine now. 15 minutes into that game, Wemby come over there. I think this belongs to me, bro. Thank you. So it was, I mean, it's basketball. It's physical basketball. You know, like people complain about him getting pushed around. That's basketball, you know? It's going to be physical. The refs can't call every single ticky-tack foul. When Wemby should have been suspended for out there playing MMA instead of basketball, no one talked about it. They should have set his ass down, but no one wants to talk about that. So I don't care about the physicality on Wemby. It's playoff basketball. He got to toughen up. So.
Hey, yeah. Wemby had a crazy game. 41 and 24, bro. Council had 24. I mean, not Council. Harper had 24 and 11. Council had 17 and 11. I'll say the thing with OKC is, bro, we knew they were going to get the fouls because
they're not, though. I mean, if you look at a lot of it, SGA's not getting the same whistle he got during the regular season. Whether people want to admit it or not, he's not. But continue what you're saying, Money.
I'll say they're playing them differently. It's like the teams, how they're playing SGA in the playoffs is basically like the LeBron rule. Somebody else beat us.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, if you've been watching the games, bro, you see SGA is doing his flopping stuff, and then he's not getting those same calls. Like some of them are so egregious, and he's just not getting it. And then you kind of see him starting to just like, all right, let me actually play, because I think he has a skill level. He doesn't have to do that. It's like you don't have to be a foul merchant like that.
Yeah.
At least with James Harden, he was rule exploiting. SJ's literally just throwing himself on the ground. It's like, come on, bro. So I get the frustration with that, but you know, he's not getting a lot of those calls. But yes, Castle, like I touched on earlier, Castle had the quietest 11 turnovers that I've ever seen in my life. Because as I'm watching the game, the commentator said, and that is Stephon Castle's 11 turn. 11? 11? Where the other 9 come from? So I was a little shocked by that. And then in game 2, I believe he had 8. So yeah, it was he has to stop turning the ball over.
I'm gonna give you a bold take.
What's that?
If Castle was on any other team, he would be the lead man.
I mean, yeah, they got 3 superstars on their team. How many teams say that? Fox has been hurt, so it's kind of hard to say step up. He's been hurt, and then he finally came back for the first
Game
time.
3.
Yeah, so he got to get that rest up off him.
I'm going to say, like Jay, remember I made that comment that they don't need Fox? I was wrong. I have to admit it because Fox is that steady hand for them. You know, he helps slow the game down. He pulls them to the side and that type of thing. And he's like, hey, fellas, we need to, slow the ball down because, Castle and Harbor are all about energy. Fox is like that steady hand. Hey, we can't.
I didn't see Dylan Harper becoming this. I think he got superstar written all over his face.
Right?
That boy has been playing out of his mind.
And think about this, Jay. Remember how the NBA is like, oh, we don't like tanking. Let's see. Castle picked 4. Harper picked 2. Wemby picked 1.
To be fair, I don't think the Spurs are tanking. I think they probably tanked that Wemby year. I'll say they tanked that.
They did. They did.
But they were just a bad team. So,
what do you think about that one, James Harden?
I don't understand what you mean. Oh, you can't keep all of them. I mean, they'll find a way. I mean, it depends. It comes down to the players. Like a lot of people, and this is a mistake we make as fans. These players choose these contracts. There's no white guy saying, "Hey, you gotta sign this contract." Like, no, these players choose these contracts in these situations. OKC offered Harden a contract, but Houston offered him a bigger contract. And OKC gave him an ultimatum like, hey, you need to sign by the end of the day. And he said, I just needed more time to think. That's his side of it. But I think at the end of the day, he wanted them to match Houston. They simply weren't going to match Houston. So, but it depends on how bad these guys want to play together. Players can take less money if they really want to play together. Or they can bet on themselves and, get the bag somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. That's how
sadly, the only one who's going to be the odd man out is Fox.
I agree, Jay.
Older player, Castle was rookie of the year. Wemby was a rookie of the year.
Harbor looks like a superstar.
Harper looks like a freak athlete superstar. So I think they're going to do what they can to keep that team together. And the person who probably going to get moved is Fox, which sucks because when Fox requested his trade, he said this is the only team I want to play for. He gets to go back home. He gets to play with a budding potential franchise player. I mean, not franchise player, face of the league. And so, yeah, so it's definitely unfortunate for him. But let's talk about game 2 money.
Game 2. Because game 1, the Spurs ended up winning 122-115 because Wemby had that 41-24. SGA had 24-12. Caruso had a crazy game, 30-plus game.
Caruso been hooping.
Yeah, so game 2. OKC wins 122-113. Castle had 25-8. Wemby had 21-17, bro. SGA had 30-9.
Listen, I gotta say it, bro.
Go ahead.
I got 2 things to say. My first question is to our viewers is, hold on, I wrote it down. What did I say? If my question to you is, if I'm the owner of OKC and you're the head coach, and respectfully, owners don't know as much as head coaches, and I come to you and I say, why is Chet not guarding Wemby straight up? What is your response to me?
Caruso had a huge impact, but he really didn't have game 2 or 3. Oh.
What's your answer, Money?
My answer is he don't believe in himself like that because, Jay, how many times have I had my lockdown and a dude's cooking, and a dude is cooking when another player, and I'm like, let me get him. I want him. If you're the best defender on the team, there's no way you make an all-defensive team and let a dude cook your team and watch.
And then another thing, too, is someone said, I want to get the quote right. So I'm pulling it up right now. Okay. I forget who it was. So somebody on Twitter said this, right? Mm-hmm. He said, quote, I understand Chet just want to hoop, but unfortunately, he's mentally going to have to participate in whatever this is Wemby got going on with him. And that's a fact.
You agree he can't guard Wemby? And he don't have that dog in him. My boy Mitch say he's scared, he can't guard Wemby, he don't have that dog in him.
Chet was second on DPOY this year. So I mean, we don't know if he can't guard him. He's not trying to guard him. They putting freaking AC on him, and I mean, Caruso been hooping, but I don't even feel comfortable saying he's doing a good job. I mean, he's made a couple plays, don't get me wrong, but it's like the quote is, he has to mentally lock in because whatever Wemby has going on with him, he needs to engage in it. Even if
let me ask you this, though, Jay.
He needs to engage in it and play better than what he's been playing.
Let me ask you this, though, Jay. If you're a defensive player, why aren't you telling the coach he's cooking the team? Let me get him. I don't care if I'm in foul trouble. Like, if I end up in foul trouble, let me get him.
I agree 100%. Like, if you remember a couple years ago, Giannis got killed for not guarding Tatum.
Yep. And
then his excuse was like, oh, well, that wasn't in the game plan. Coach didn't want me to guard him. You were the best player in the world at the time. You say, Coach, I got him. Tatum out here hitting them slow-ass step backs. It's like, bro, Giannis, go get him. So, man, for Chet supposed to be this defensive guy, I'm happy Orlando didn't draft him because he would piss me off. I can't stand no one that don't step up to the challenge. If I was Chet, I would be foaming from the mouth at the opportunity. Like, you don't like me? Bet. Let's get into it. I'm going to show you why you shouldn't like me. I'm going to remind you why I won the under-19 championship. So it was somebody. I knew it was one.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing with Giannis, right? Because didn't Giannis not guard Jimmy that series?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. So, but regardless of which, it's like you gotta step up to that challenge. If you're supposed to be this great defender that everyone tries to label you as, you need to put your big boy boots on to make it happen. And so
that's a discussion, bro. But I'm gonna say this. I'll say I agree with my boy Mitch. He doesn't have that dog in him, bro, because remember when LeBron was playing for the Heat and they played Derrick Rose. In the fourth quarter, he said, I want Derrick Rose. I don't care how people feel about LeBron, but in the fourth quarter when LeBron was playing for the Heat, he said, I got Derrick Rose.
And that's what top players do. Like one of my favorite defensive moments in the NBA when Chris Paul, who is 6 feet tall, standing on his money, said, I got Kevin. I got KD. Y'all go do something else. I got KD, and proceeded to lock his ass up. So it's like you got to step up to the challenge, man. You got to want it, bro. And I just don't think Chet wanted that bad, man. That's why I think that quote is so beautifully said.
Here's the thing with Chet. I agree with this comfort. I agree with he peaked in college. The first season, I just don't feel like Chet was that dominant.
Finish what you were saying, Money.
I'll say the thing is, right, with Chet and these different players, they get to the league and find out that it's different, and they just can't accumulate to it. Can't be that same type of dog they were in college. Look at SGA. Right. SGA, we didn't even really hear about him in college. He gets to the league, but this is going to be a topic we're going to have to talk about in the future. But we have to talk about Chris Paul, the Chris Paul effect, Jay.
What you mean?
Look at all the players that Chris Paul tutored and look at where they're at now. Because Chris Paul is set because they tried to kick him out of the league. Didn't Chris Paul take Castle under his wing?
Yeah.
Is Castle a dog?
Yeah.
Didn't Chris Paul take SGA under his wing? SGA's a dog, right? Oh, okay. Okay, but Chris Paul is a problem. James Harden.
Chris Paul problem is he wants to win, and if it don't make sense, he gonna say something. And I actually lost a little respect for Ty Lue because you got this guy who's a Hall of Famer who is a better basketball player than you ever were. Like, hey, coach, why are we doing this? You seen the videos of him at the Clippers practice? Where it was, I think it was their rookie, and he was like, "Well, coach, Chris said do this." Fuck Chris. What? He's like, I'm the coach, and it's like, bro, what are we doing? So it was kind of wild to see, man. Like, I think overall they got to figure something out. Chet got to, I don't know if he need to go to some type of institution, get his mind right. They got what's some things called? Not rehab centers, but they got rehabilitation centers. That's the word, where you go and like mentally unwind and readjust. He need to go to a rehabilitation center over this offseason so he can come back and be a better player, because theoretically Chet should have been the best player on the team before SGA started doing all that stuff he was doing. I guess that was like his first year, so maybe I'm a year or two off on my memory, but regardless of which, Chet was supposed to be this next big thing. That's why everyone had him going number 1 to Orlando. And so far Chet he's been a good defender, but he needs to figure it out, bro. So what's game 3, money?
Game 3. Because SGA really hasn't had a really good shooting game so far. OKC
won. I
think
that's what makes OKC scary.
Yeah, OKC won 123 to 108. SJ had 26 and 12. Jay, guess who was the second leading scorer? Guess who? Remember when you called me when the 76ers made this trade and you're like, bro, are you serious? They really traded this guy? And I was like, I didn't know who he was. And you're like, bro, he was second up in Rookie of the Year or something.
No, he was going to win Rookie.
Yeah, he was going to win it.
He was playing out of his mind. Jared McCain, yeah. I believe this game, OKC bench outscored the starters.
Yes.
Which is like the second time in NBA history this ever happened.
Their bench has been putting up a lot of better points than the starters, like every game, because besides SGA, Williams has been hurt, and nobody else is putting up crazy numbers. So the bench is the main thing. So,
I mean, we just gotta, I don't know. I just don't understand why teams are no, Morey got fired because he got, he was in a bad spot. Morey was basically told, hey, you need to get under the luxury cap. So he traded the kid, and then he tried to defend the trade just to get fired. So that was just a bad position he was in. He deserved to get fired because a lot of other things that happened. Like Paul George should never got that contract he got, and Paul George is my favorite player. So for me to say that means, and but yeah, back to the topic. No, we gotta you can't keep making the rich richer. We can't keep giving OKC. Could you imagine the Patriots when they're on that crazy run? It's like, all right, we gave them Randy, cool. Let's go give them Adrian Peterson. It's like, damn, okay, they got Adrian Peterson now. You know what? Scratch that. They got AP. Let's give them Nnamdi Asomugha. Damn, we giving them Nnamdi Asomugha. You know what? That's my fault. Let's give them Patrick Willis. It's like, why do we keep making these boys better?
Hey, Jay, the Patriots with Adrian Peterson, we'd have stopped watching football.
I would start watching football. The Patriots with Adrian Peterson. Like, what are we talking about?
That play insane. Action would be nasty.
You got Randy running deep, Adrian Peterson in the backfield, Tom Brady things. Like, come on. Yeah, that was it's like, why are we making them better? McCain's a good player. I think he could be a quality starter for a team in the NBA. We could use him in Orlando. Shit, we could have traded for him instead of Desmond Bane, bum ass. I was arguing with some guy the other day about how Desmond Bane has helped this team this year. I'm like, no, he is not. We were worse. And we don't got no damn draft picks. So, but yeah, so I think that's the biggest thing, man. We got to figure something out. And the fact that OKC bench, The fact that OKC bench outscored their starting lineup, I mean, bro, OKC might be the first three-peat we see in 20 years. I like the Knicks. I think the Knicks have a great team. They have been dominating. No team, I think, in playoff history has been this dominant before as they are currently. Even the statistics speaking, even the Golden State Warriors with KD, their numbers in point differential wasn't as great as this Knicks team. But I mean, OKC just so deep, bro. SGA goes to the bench, bro. It was one commentator called this out. SGA went to the bench. Normally, when superstars go to the bench, it was like a 4-point lead. They come back, the game's either at 4 or it's tied or they're down 2. That's why the superstar come back in. They said SGA was going to the bench. The score they was up 4. He come back in up 12. So, yeah. So I think that definitely makes them a scary team.
Hey, I agree with Mitch that the Dolphins need OKC front office. Hey, don't all of our NFL teams?
So yeah,
Shoot.
that's crazy. I mean, so we got game, what is it, 4 tonight, right, Money?
Yep, I'll be watching it with the fam, man.
Who you got?
I think OKC sees blood in the water, bro, because they're like, we fought them off without Williams. Now they got Fox back, and we're still balling. That bench is what's catapulting them, bro. Their bench is outscoring the Spurs bench by so much.
Yeah.
When Wemby go to the bench, like, they have no rim. They don't have the same rim protection. Dudes are just running to the hole. Like, hey, hold on, hey, Jay, what do you say when dudes drive to the hole against us?
Oh, it's a vacation resort down there.
That's how it is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have no good backup center. I think they got Luke Cornett, but he ain't no damn body. Exactly. That's exactly right. No one's afraid of him. So. And one commentator made up some thing called roll gravity, basically saying Wemby rim protection is so elite to the point that motherfuckers don't even want to go down there because they're like, man, I ain't trying to get my shit thrown to the third row. So they won't even attack the rim because they know but that thing about it is that's probably your best bet. Attack the rim, try to get Wemby in foul trouble. Because they can't, if he got 4 fouls in a second, you can't keep him out there, Money.
That's a fact. Hey, Jay,
so you gotta attack the rim. Yes, he gonna package your shit up like UPS a couple times, but you have to attack the rim with him. Make him foul somebody.
Jay, I'm gonna say this, and I don't think the viewers are gonna have a fun time with this comment. If I was OKC, I think we're on the precipice of having a dynasty. I would take all my chips and I would go get a superstar to run next to SGA. And you know who I would go get? A young superstar for the Wolves. Them two? Bro, Wemby would be
for Ant-Man though, Money. They ain't no a bag of chips in the printer.
I'm gonna say I'll figure out what I could do.
That wouldn't work either because SGA is so ball dominant and Ant-Man is ball dominant as well.
Bro, them two attacking relentlessly the Spurs, Wemby will be in foul trouble. With them two attacking?
So that's what the Timberwolves were doing, and it was working a little bit. But that would, yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think that would be a good combo. But
you don't. What do you mean that would be weak, Mitch?
No, I don't think that would be a good combo, Money.
You don't think so?
I kind of like, since we talked about it, I kind of like Giannis potentially going to the Timberwolves.
Hold on.
With Ant-Man.
We're gonna have to talk about that topic a little bit, bro, because I think it's gonna be a fun one.
Exactly.
Oh, you think they're too similar?
That wouldn't work, Money. No, they're ball dominant as hell, so that wouldn't work. But I mean, yeah, we got game 4 tonight. Oh man, I think that's a lot different. KD can play with anybody. That's the difference. Ant-Man is a ball dominant dude. KD can touch the ball 4 times and have 40 points. So he can play off the ball. I don't think Ant can play off the ball. SJ damn sure can't play off the ball. But no, I got OKC because I think they're just too deep, bro. They're too deep and they're playing the way they want. and they got Hartenstein in there. Hartenstein can foul out in the second quarter, and OKC's fine with it. He's not in there to do anything else just to give Wemby a hard time. He's not going to stop Wemby. He's not going to slow him down. But what you can do is try to frustrate him.
And maybe you think that'd be my role if I was tall in the NBA? I'd be a Hartenstein.
I would hope you actually be good at basketball instead of be like, oh, we just put money out there for his 5 fouls. Like, if you're in the NBA, bro. But yeah, just keep frustrating Wemby and try to get him a flagrant. Because if he gets, I think, 2 more flagrants, he's suspended the game.
Hey,
Jay, the NBA.
You need like a KG type dude to get a Wemby head.
Yeah, so.
Hey, talk all your mess if they do. I want you to.
Yeah, so but no, I mean, I think OKC too deep, man. They're too deep. I think Wemby is gonna have a Wemby game, but Wemby can't do him by himself yet. He's not quite there yet. He's close to it, but I don't think he's quite there yet.
Bro, Wemby does things I've never seen big man do, bro. Like he's been working out with Jace Cross.
Do you give him the crown money as the best player in the NBA?
No.
No? Who you give it to?
SGA.
I don't know.
Until somebody defeat him, bro, the crown can't be taken away until you get.
He beat him accepting his award.
Hey, like I said, the dude is still on the throne right now until he get beaten.
Like I said, I think SGA was the best player in the world for about 8 minutes. And then that game 1 happened. And I'm like, okay, Wemby said this belongs to me.
Hey, Jay, I seen him cross up with a Hartenstein. He crossed him up and hit a freaking 3. I'm like, dang.
It reminds me, you know what it reminds me of, Money? What? The way I felt watching that Wemby game is when LeBron was playing the Pistons and dropped that 48 piece. And I'm like, okay, this guy's the best player in the world. And so, I mean, Jokic's lost in the first round twice now, second round twice now. He lost his throne, bro. And so, and SGA's back-to-back MVP. So, but yeah, that's what it reminds me of when LeBron had that 48 special against Detroit. And it's like, nope, this kid is the best player in the world. That's how I felt watching Wemby. So SGA, in my opinion, had the crown for about 8 minutes. And Wemby snatched it from him.
I'm going to say Wemby's a unique big man because there's no big man that's been able to move like him. Like all the tall big men, if you think about in history, from Ralph Sampson to Yao Ming to Ball, they didn't have them handles like he does. Ball, my bad. I mean, Manute Bol, my bad. But they didn't have the type of handles he has, bro. The dude put the ball to the floor. It's like, come here. The only
issue with Wemby
is the threes. That's what I was about to say. The threes.
He hangs around the perimeter way too much for my liking. I don't like seeing get your flash to the paint, at least cut to the basket. Like I hate seeing him just standing at the fucking wing. Like, bro, go get physical with somebody. Make them foul you. You're a good free throw shooter. Get Hartenstein ass out the game and make Chet play some actual defense. Instead of playing this damn rover roll, which, I mean, it's working because they're up 2-1, but exactly. He needs to get down there, and I need to see him make it more. I'm not expecting him. This ain't the 90s, bro. I'm not expecting him to be get his Hakeem shake on and shit. But I do need to see you in the paint more. I don't need you shooting. What? I think he shot 9 threes a game this season. That's insane, bro. That's insane. Let's tone that down to 6. Like, that's way too much.
Hey, Jay, he playing like we playing 2K.
That's tragic. What you said, Money?
He playing like he played 2K. Go Lakers.
Like, bro, what you say, the 7-6, all you want to do is shoot threes over people? It's like, bro, paint. It's great that you have that in your bag. It is.
I don't know about the Lakers. But good luck with the Lakers.
Tragic that he said that, but it's like, yes, we happy you got that in your bag. But, bro, you got to get your big ass in the paint.
Hey, Jay.
Like I said, I'm not expecting him to post up all game, but 9 threes is entirely too many.
Jay, if I had a 7-4 and I was out there shooting threes the whole game,
My God, bro.
I could
It's like-
imagine you would blow a gasket.
He's just standing there, just on the wing, like, no, man. And another thing, too, I think the Spurs need to do, they need to get into more sets. It's a lot of times they'll come down and somebody will go 1-on-1, or they'll run like a pick, which they ain't really looking to pass the ball to pick. They're looking to get open off the pick. And it's like, we got to have a little more creativity in the offense. Let's run some sets. Let's get our 7-9 guy the basketball and find ways for him to score.
I totally agree. The Spurs ain't no way. Ain't no way.
So yeah, so I mean,
Ain't no way.
but that's all I got for this. I'm definitely looking forward to this game. I got OKC winning, going up 3-1.
Yeah, I'll say we're gonna have one. We're not gonna make this too long because we were this was just a chill one. But I want to have this conversation with Jay. Potential changes. Okay, if Cleveland and the Spurs lose, what are some potential changes you can see happening for these teams?
First off, with Cleveland, Kenny's out of there. That's first and foremost. Kenny's out of there. Harden's going, and I don't know. I don't know how you make the cast better. You know, Donovan Mitchell, unfortunately, doesn't have the power to pull him to that. So
I don't think Nick.
I don't know what you can do. So,
but I'm gonna say this: if I am Cleveland and we lose, we get swept, I'm making major changes. I am calling up Milwaukee, and I'm saying, what do you need? What do y'all need for me to bring Giannis in here? Because we didn't give up our future anyways, trading for James Harden. What more can we give up?
No, I mean, yeah, you gave up Harden. You gave up Garland for Harden for him to be a worse version of Garland. So,
would you go get Giannis at that point? You got the old folks home. You might as well.
What are you giving up for Giannis? Giannis isn't going to go to the team by himself. If that's the case, he'll stay in Milwaukee.
You got to give up. I don't think anybody has a better trade package unless you're giving up Jaylen Brown than if you give up Mobley. Can you see any better package starting off with Mobley?
I don't want to give up Mobley. I mean, Giannis is a better player, yes, but Mobley's younger.
I agree.
And these past couple seasons, Giannis has been dealing with injuries.
I'm saying, bro, you gave up your future.
Trade. Now you have no guards. You got this big ass front court with Mobley and Giannis. Yeah, you're gonna have probably one of the best front courts. You don't got no guards.
I'm gonna say, see, Aaron agreed with me.
Oh, he said with Mitchell. I misread that. I thought he said for Mitchell. I'm about to say no. But
yeah,
I mean,
you got Mitchell and Giannis,
bro.
That pick and roll, them laws.
I prefer Mobley. I prefer Mobley over Giannis because, like I said, these past 2 seasons, Giannis has been dealing with injuries.
If that's if you have that, hey, I'm going all in because you gave up a young guard for freaking James Harden bomb behind. Don't give up Mobley. You might as well give it all up at that point.
I prefer your choice last summer. You said, you had said that you think Giannis to the Spurs will be perfect. I think if they can involve Fox, maybe a couple picks, get Giannis to the Spurs, because the way Dylan Harper and Castle playing, and if you add the veteran, mentorship of Giannis talking to Wemby, and then if Wemby can get that man body like Giannis, Giannis was the same size as Wemby when he came in. If Wemby can get that man body like Giannis,
bro,
there's gonna be problems.
He said
there's gonna be a problem.
No, but I'm gonna say this. Jay, could you imagine Giannis takes Wemby under his wing, bro? We're gonna get you there. We're gonna get you right. Yeah. And Wemby come out swole, just dunking on fools, bro.
Unlock another part of his game. Because then at that point, you just physically just muscle him. You're just stronger than everybody else. So yeah, but I like that destination. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the Cavs can do, man. I don't know what the Cavs can do there. So That's a tough one. You need to get better. You have to replace your coach.
What would you do?
Once you fire him, tell him to take his 47 timeouts with him.
Larry was not the GOAT. Nance was good. But I agree with Aaron. I don't want Giannis to blow up the Spurs. Aaron, if you give up Fox, you're giving him an all-star, a player that's can average 30. You know, it's not like they're getting, no chips. You just give up draft capital. You don't need that.
I have heard people mention Castle could get moved because he's a sell high target. But my thing about it is, what are you selling high to get? Who would you give up Castle for? Because I wouldn't give up Castle for Giannis. But who would you give him up for, Money?
If I'm getting an SG or an Ant-Man or something.
I mean, that's top tier. That's top.
That's the only way I give him up, because I think he's going to be a superstar in this league. I'm not giving him up for a Giannis.
No, I agree with you. I'm not giving up for Giannis. I'm trying to think of who would I give up.
Harper would not be traded
for.
And
I can't. I mean,
there's only a few players out there that I would think about giving them up for. It'd have to be SGA or it'd have to be an Ant-Man, because the other superstars, Jokic is good, but he's a little bit older.
What about Jaylen Brown?
No.
Mm-mm. The second best two-way defender in the league, two-way player in the league.
Because Jaylen Brown's close to 30, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Because Jaylen Brown, no matter how much I like him, because when you would,
I would too for JB. I'm right there with you. That defense Jaylen Brown brings, and that veteranship, and that, hey, I know how to win the championship. Follow me. Combined with Giannis, bro, I love that one a lot.
So how would you get Giannis and Jaylen Brown? I don't think you have enough assets to get both of them.
No, you can't get both of them, Money. It would just be Jaylen Brown. You can't get both of them. Yeah, no, this ain't 2K.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll say, it had to be a certain type of superstar, but Castle, I think, is a superstar. Harper, I think, is going to be a superstar. And then you got you have your core.
You never know. Because never in my wildest days that I think the Orlando Magic would trade all their first round picks they have for the next 20 years for Desmond Bane, who was 6'6" with 6'4" arms. So, but here we are.
You know what, Jay? I might potentially trade Harper if you tell me, hey, I get Paulo.
Man.
Because I think you got Castle, Paulo with.
Castle gonna be your point then? You want Castle run point after having these 47 turnovers in 3 games?
Well, Castle will be the 2 because you still would have Fox.
Oh, Fox, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean,
you got think about this, Jay. Fox, Castle, Paulo at the 3.
As the unofficial GM of Orlando, you gotta give me a pick since we traded our life away for.
Bro, y'all can get a pick. Ours gonna be late anyways.
It is true. That will be a late pick.
So how many of them late picks you want? 2 or 3? Shoot.
That is a fact, though. They definitely gonna be late picks. We got a superstar foundation. I ain't stressing. Damn.
So that's just how I feel. I'm like, I think the Spurs have I think, them and OKC will be battling for years.
Yeah, so it's this is going to be the matchup.
One of those teams might have to swing a trade to just put them wave on the top.
I may be going too far on a limb here, but they may be our modern day, whatchamacallit?
Don't say Magic Bird, bro. Don't say no Magic Bird, bro.
No, because it's they both in the West.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be our latest dominant matchup we got.
So if you're the Spurs, you'll go get Giannis. How would you get Giannis? What would you give up? Or would you get JB? If you had to choose between
I would get JB. I think JB will be more impactful. I don't trust Giannis in his injuries lately.
Mm-hmm. So what would trade package be?
Man. Honestly, bro, I think, in my opinion, for example, let's say the Celtics traded for Giannis. I think Giannis for JB straight up would be the trade. If I'm Celtics, I'm not giving you no draft picks. I'm not. No, it's a straight up
It
trade.
doesn't make any sense though, because if I'm the Celtics and I'm trying to win another championship, everybody but JB and Tatum would be available because you're trying to have a big three, not give up one of them dudes.
Yeah, but I'm saying based on value, that would be the trade for me.
I give up everything but them two.
So based on that, I think if you go, man, Castle will be cheaper on the picks. Maybe Castle in a couple seconds. But if you're trying to give me Fox for JB, then yeah, I mean, it'll probably be in their best interest to give up Castle because Castle will be cheaper on the pick end. But like you said, they're going to be late first round picks, but first round picks are first round pick.
Yeah, but your trick.
Yeah, it will probably have to be Fox, a couple first rounds for JB.
But I don't see the Celtics just accepting that because I feel like if you accept that, you're basically saying.
Well, we'll see because what's his name? Brad Stevens has already came out and said we are far away from winning the championships. So the Celtics will be making moves, and sadly, I think JB will be on the chopping block.
And I remember you told me this. I don't know if Aaron was here for that podcast, but or Mitch was here, but you told me you think that that JB was the best player on that team, and you're like,
yeah, I've always
what do you
that.
think? And I was like, I don't think you're crazy. I agree with you. Just Tatum gets all the spotlight.
Had to defer to Tatum ever since Tatum got to town. They were literally the same pick, and everyone hypes up Jason Tatum. Then we got to that playoff run. Tatum had 120 turnovers, not being dramatic. He had over 100 turnovers, and JB was Finals MVP. When people try to downplay it, like, "Oh, Finals MVP don't mean anything," or they'll be like, "Oh, it was close." You know, it's been a lot of things in life close. You know, the Olympic 100-meter dash last year or the year before was close, you know, but they don't write on the gold medal no allows with a close first place. They write no allows the gold medal champion.
See, Aaron agrees with us too.
Yeah, it's JB, man. He's always been that.
Hey, you know what we should do? I want to see how y'all feel about it. We might have to talk about the Olympics one of these years since we started doing this. We haven't been able to catch the Olympics, but we have to talk about it because Jay and I love watching the 100, the 400. We love watching those. Heck, we might have to check out some of the rugby because, you know, we got a lot of rugby, cricket. Because, hey, I want to check that junk out.
Yeah. But anything else? You got anything else?
No. I know we about to record our other segment.
Yeah. So anyone, if you watch this whole thing, we greatly appreciate it. This actually went a little longer than I thought it would, but I'm not worried about it. I had a good time. I'm sure Wendy had a good time as well. We greatly appreciate the interaction and all the comments. You know, like we always say, if you want us to talk about any certain topics, leave a comment. We'll get to it. Money is always in the comment section, so we will see it eventually. If you're new here, please like, please share, please comment, subscribe. And until the next one, also be on the lookout of our new We Don't Know Ball. It's going to drop, what's today, Sunday? Around Wednesday. That's when the new one should come out. So be on the lookout for that. Please like, please share, comment, subscribe. Until the next one, I'm Jay Safety, a.k.a. Two Wavy Jason.
I'm F Money and Money for sure. Y'all take it easy.
Peace.